Kimberly just got a text from the Pioneer dealer locally yesterday, saying that their computers and crop forecasting models are saying that we could be flying on fungicide by July 1st, which would be the earliest in this area that we've ever flown on fungicide. So it right now is what, the 21st or something? 22nd. So we have got to get this finished up. I'm done working on the farm for a while because I've got to get this done and ready to go. We've got, we'll take you over to the other hangar and show you what's going on over there. All right, so this is our Pawnee that we have. We actually purchased this a year and a half ago for a new pilot. This is a plane that a new pilot a lot of times will start in, this or a small Cessna, ag truck or ag wagon, whatever. This has been sitting in the back corner with the tail section off because the fabric needed to be replaced on it. So it was a big fiasco because these obviously are easy to take off, just a couple bolts and a couple connections in there. But these pipes, I'm going to call them pipes, slip over metal shaft there. You can kind of see it up there. Well, we couldn't get this off. The mechanic, yeah, I'm stuttering. The mechanic could not get these off. So to get them off, he ended up having to cut the pipes, and basically he ruined them. So, huge deal. He didn't reorder them. Won't get into that, but I found out about 2 months ago that he hadn't reordered them because I was wondering where the parts were and what was going on with this airplane. So then I had to start looking for them. Anyway, found them in Argentina, had to get them shipped back into the United States. And as of yesterday, this thing is finally put back together after 7 or 8 months. Took it out, did a run up, compressions, all good. Replaced some brake linings. Annual finally signed off on this thing. So now it's time to get a GPS system in it. I worked on getting the satellite receiver mounted on it yesterday. I have the holes drilled. I don't have it actually sealed up. I just have it fitted in place. And then I got to get all this other stuff put into it. So that's the other project we're working on. That's got to get done. I want that, well, it could fly right now, but our new pilot, I need to get him over here and get him flying with it empty. You know, get him 3, 4, 5 hours in it empty. And he's pulled banners with the Pawnee, so he's got Pawnee time. That's what this is a Piper Pawnee. So not a big deal, but I just want him in this airplane to get used to it. And then once we get 3, 4, 5 hours under his belt, then we'll start throwing some water on it, having him fly with water, testing the spray system. I took this thing through a spray clinic 2 years ago, right after I bought it, and it's all been calibrated and all that. So that's all done, ready to go. Anyway, a lot of things that are finally coming together here, but we're running out of time. We got to get this stuff done. So anyway, that's what we're working on. I'm not sure we'll get to this today. Maybe we'll mix up some more goop and put on the inside of that hopper so that can be curing and go from there. Yeah, those are too wide, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, maybe not. If I flip these brackets around, and then maybe that would line up with that. I bet that's what it is.
Oh, sure.
So let's see if, well, look at there. It's like they match up. Okay. So yeah, looks like we might be good there. But yeah, that'll go like that. And then these will be flipped around, and it looks like it'll just mount right in there.
Nice.
So that looks close. Looks like that's where the cable goes down through. So I've installed these 3, 4, 5, probably half dozen times. So it's just time consuming. Got to pull all the panels off, run these wires clear back there. The computer will probably mount, we'll see, potentially mount back in here somewhere.
That's a fancy seat.
Yeah, that's your official zebra seat, something like that. So yeah, anyway, did some drilling in that fiberglass yesterday for the GPS. So anyway, we'll get her done, and then we want to get a radio in it. There's no radio in it. I don't like flying airplanes into a municipal airport without a radio. So we need to, I really don't want to have to use just a handheld. I want to get an official radio in it. It's already got the antenna and the coax. So anyway, more to do. All right, what I'm doing here, I'm working on installing this Bantam, Setlock Bantam in the Pawnee. So these are old brackets, and these are like little mini shock absorbers. I already did the back one. I moved that over. So basically I had to move this from here over to there. So I've got to move this over so it goes under here, and then I'm not sure. I don't have to cut these off because there's plenty of room in there to mount with them, you know, the length they are. So I'm probably just going to skip that and just mount it in there like that. So the way we figure out where those holes are, I have no idea what this thing is called, but the guys that build their own airplanes, they have these, they know what they are. But basically that goes in the hole there, and then I sandwich that other metal. The metal is sandwiched. I just need to move it where I want it, and then now if I drill through that hole, that will match up with the hole underneath in the shock absorber. So I'm going to drill the first hole. So now I got both holes drilled, but I need to countersink them, and I don't have a countersinking bit, so I did these with just a oversized drill bit. So we'll do the same thing here so that the screw heads can mount flush. There it is. It is all mounted up, ready to go in the airplane. So forgive me on my videoing quality today. Kimberly's busy working on some other things, so I'm solo today, or this morning, for a little bit. So maybe I can get her out here after lunch and we can get a little bit better videos for you. But yeah, that thing's ready to go in the airplane. Okay, so there's where I envision it to be. And the seat belt, once you get a person in here, I mean, it's going to be riding up here like this. So looks kind of funky right now, but that should not be an issue. I will test it once we get it installed. That's where it's going to ride. There's that.
Gracie, you don't eat bolts. Screws, whatever.
All right, so the Pawnee GPS installation. I'm not sure if in one of the other videos we saw all this stuff laying here. It is now installed in the airplane. So light bar is installed. I've got the cable just loose right now. I've got the monitor in, the CPU in, antenna on. So I've got to figure out now where this is going to be. Actually, it's just this panel that needs to be mounted in there. This was from a previous installation. I got to figure out where it's going to go, how I'm going to attach it, and then cut off whatever else I don't need here. So that is the next part. But I do, before I leave here today, I would like to put power to this thing and see if it works. That's where we're at. Hello, so update on a cylinder that's pretty leaky. I'm gonna assume has a bad seal. So I got a new one here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Pretty simple, pretty boring stuff. Ooh, thought maybe that would go a little bit easier than that. Looks like that had Teflon tape on it, sealant for a sealant. I'm gonna go a different route. We'll see if I live to regret it or not. We'll see. Problem is, when these things leak, it gets on your window when you're flying, and then all of a sudden you think you got oil leaking out of your engine. So that's never a good thing. one. That was definitely tight. And of course, the way I had to turn it, drained out a bunch of oil. You try and get that soaked up, otherwise it may leak down around the bolt holes and down into the hopper, which we don't need that. Messy job. Try and get as much of this old Teflon tape off here as I can. Should be done with sealant. Not holding my tongue right, I can't get it to start. Okay. Taking off this little dubicary. Put the little lock nut on there first. Try and match kind of how it was on the other one. Okay. One. Messy job. Okay, let's make sure we don't twist this off. Okay. I bet I should probably maybe run that back and forth a little bit before I hook it up to the lid. I'm gonna get this nastiness off of here. Even this oil sitting on top of here, as you take off and go flying, you know, it can start splattering back onto the window. And that's really an uneasy feeling when you're getting oil on your windshield. I'm gonna go with that for right now. See how it works. Careful, that lid's gonna come open. Another job done.